the answers I'm going to get before I ask them, because that's why we have an interview outline, that I usually know when some of those answers are going to be, I don't know, but I still have to ask them because that's what I do. So I don't want any of you to think that, well, this interview sure wasn't prepared for or something like that. No, they're all prepared for quite well. But I know sometimes we're going to get into areas where the guest doesn't know as much as maybe we think she should. Maybe. Once again, we weren't there. And it's always, as Jamie's saying, it's always better to ask. So, I think the important part is that now they're bringing more attention to it. They've come on the program, trying to get some of these things sorted out. I think that Barbara is doing a fantastic job for them on her blog. This is exactly what the Duran family needs. Now, unfortunately, it took 40 years to get it, but better now than never. Because you never know what can happen. You just never know. And as Barbara stated, she has like a list of 150 unidentified remains that she needs to go through. And who knows what she might find. I don't know is always better than a lie. True. Lots of it comes from the silent stuff. Yeah, right. So I just wanted to follow up that for you, Charlotte. And so now I'm going to finally end this live show, which was going smoothly until I decided to mess it up. I want to talk about Friday's episode. We're going to be covering the disappearance of Rashan Francis from Scranton, Pennsylvania. He disappeared on November 6th, 2018. The guest will be his mother, Denise DeGraff. And dare I say, she has one of the best voices of a guest that has been on the program. There's just something about her voice that is very interesting to me, and you'll get to hear it on Friday. But Rashan, and the title of the episode is Keeping Secrets. I already talked about that earlier in the show. Suzanne said, if Randy's still alive, I hope he runs across the podcast and he knows his family does love him, right? True. Rashan was from New York City, and his job prospects were not going very well there. So he decided to move to all places, Scranton, Pennsylvania, where a person who called himself a cousin lived there. You will hear from Denise saying that this person is not a cousin of Rashan's. Rashan went to live with this guy in Scranton. Rashan got a job. He seemed to be doing okay, and he went there in like 2015. And then sometime in 2017, as you will hear his mother say, started to exhibit a little bit of, bizarre behavior. Of course, she wasn't seeing him. She was still in New York, but, some of the things he would say on the phone, like, somebody's after him, or the neighbors upstairs are, following him. And he didn't want to, he was, at first he was making these usual trips back and forth to New York, but then he stopped doing that because he said that people were waiting for him there. Started to seem to get very paranoid. And as we've heard many times on Unfound, could never quite say who was after him. And on top of that, this guy that he chose to live with, his name is Ty, we'll be not using his full name in the episode, was taking money from Rashan. They were supposed to be paying the rent. Ty said, well, Rashan, just give me the rent money. You're half of the rent money and I'll pay it. Well, Ty was just taking the money and wasn't paying the rent. So Rashan ended up having to move out, living on his own. Maybe things seemed to get better. But in the end, as we know, he did go missing. And it was on a day, November 6th, where he called his mother and he was saying these things like somebody's after him. He has to get out of here. Tell everyone that I love them. And that was that. He hung up the phone. His mother tried calling him back 100 times. Rashan didn't pick up. And there was a video camera that took a picture of him in a nearby city called Dixon City, which is like a 2-hour walk, like 6 miles away from where Rashan lived. And that was the last, I guess you call it a sighting of him on this video camera. He's by himself. He's in a coat. He's dressed for the elements. He has a backpack or something. And that was it. Now, and I am going to be doing a video here on YouTube to do a map analysis of his disappearance, to show where he lived, to show where the video camera was, just like I kind of did most recently with Chance Engelbert's disappearance. Well, the reason this is called secrets, keeping secrets, is because it was discovered not long before he went missing that Rashan was actually married, and that his wife still lived in New York and he was living in Scranton, and his mother, even his mother, did not know about this until very shortly before he went missing. And it turns out that Rashan went missing right before his wife, and they had been married since at least 2015. So he was married and then still left to go to Scranton, Pennsylvania. That she was planning, his wife was planning to go down to move there and live with him. And he goes missing right before she shows up. In addition, what you're going to hear is that although he was displaying this paranoid behavior with his mother, with her on the phone, it doesn't seem he was displaying this behavior with anybody else, including his wife. So those are some of the things you're going to be left to analyze by all of you this coming Friday. There are articles about Rashan's disappearance out there. You can actually see, I'll be posting a picture. I will get it to post on Facebook and on our website, theunfoundpodcast.com, to see his picture of the day on the day he disappeared. And you're going to have to judge, what exactly was going on here. It very well may be that he had some mental condition going on. Or maybe Ty did something to him. And we're going to talk that, and he's talked about quite a bit in the episode. Or could it be that Rashan was like, oh my wife's going to be moving to Scranton. I don't want to be married. I don't want her here. I don't want to be married anymore. And he just took off. I think that's an option. It'll be up for you to, of course, to decide. Carrie says, haven't heard this in a minute. Edward, channeling Heather when you bug her up. Yes, Edward. Yeah, Yeah, thank you so much, Ed, for all that you do. You're welcome, Charlotte. Suzanne says, thank you for doing the maps. They really help. I like doing them, Suzanne, so I'm going to keep doing them. If disappearance warrants it, I will do it. Jamie said that, God, that's so complicated. I know, Jamie. You're talking about this Friday's episode. You're right. I agree. And we do the best we can to straighten all of this stuff out. So that is this Friday. Rashan Francis, November 6th, 2018, disappeared from Scranton, PA, although he was seen on a camera in Dixon City, PA. The guest is his mother, Denise DeGraff, and the episode is called Keeping Secrets. The last time I used the Secrets theme was way back for Kimberly Ramers, coincidentally. And like I said, there will be map analysis for this particular episode. So that's it. Somehow we managed to get through it, even though I really tried to ruin this show tonight at about the 10:30 mark. So what did we talk about tonight? Disc golf over in DeBerry, doing some practice. Haven't been practicing enough. I'm still fasting. Maybe that's the reason I messed it up. I'm fasting. That's the excuse. I have not eaten any food since about 7 p.m. yesterday. Got a birthday coming up August 1st. Might be going to Pennsylvania. Talked about the Miami condo. Go to the channel Building Integrity. Talked about Randy Duran poll. Unfound Now. Dr. Telesco. The Zoe Campos trial. Foya's. Kimberly Raymer with his grand jury. Season 2, Volume 3. Unfound on the Ground. Sean Antill took some questions and then once again finished it up with the preview of this Friday's episode, the disappearance of Rashan Francis. Sheree is telling all of you to keep your head on a swivel out there. Be aware of your surroundings. All 360 degrees.